you as a citizen, like you said earlier, you said everyone has the right to be voted and be voted for if you are a citizen and if you are eligible. And then Bakari is eligible. You understand? He wants to enjoy every bit of enjoyment presidents are enjoying. So when I know that, so when I tell him my plans, or actually you have the plan in mind, before telling it to someone, and then the person will be praised, and the person will forget actually what you've given or what you've said to the person. Why not I myself, one for one, seek for that position and then try to implement the ideas I have. But then looking at the time frame, it is very, very short to register a political party too. Just a year to the election now, I can say. 2026, we are heading to the poll. You understand? So now, having to form your political party now, to register your political party, how many people can you get? You're representing Fonyi, yes? But then, do you think like the people of Fonyi will actually be behind you fully? Like if you form your
considering political party? That the ex-president is a resident of Fonyi, and in the party, in fact, most of the supporters of APRC reside in Fonyi. And right now, the party is divided. We have seen No to Alliance, we have seen APRC. Exactly. And Bakari, of course, lives in the heart of Fonyi, wanting to establish political parties. I think, don't you think that is a suicide for him?
Well, for the fact that the party is being divided into two, No to Alliance and then the APRC, having Bakari Baji to want to form his own political party, I don't know which name does he want to give to his political party.
But right now he stands as an independent.
As an independent candidate. But then people of Fonyi actually loved him because he is representing them in the national parliament. You understand? Trying to make laws that would benefit Fonyi at large. You understand? So then having to form his own political party, so many people will come behind him. But then will those people actually look in depth of the party manifestos before they will actually go stand behind him? Because being in the parliament and then being a president is two different things.
Exactly.
You understand? Yes. Because in the parliament, bills are being thrown away. You understand? The legislation are being proposed by the Speaker of the House. So from there, we have the representative from each region or representative from each area to actually see if that proposed legislation or the bill is actually favorable to the nation or at their particular representative town they are representing at large. You understand? Yes. So now, being a president, actually, it has to come with advantages and disadvantages, like I said. Being in parliament, it is not a single voice, it is the majority that carries the vote. But being a president, you can pass the bill into the parliament and then they will decide, but then you will not be there to decide it. So I can say, for him being a president, it will be a good step for him individually, but then for the country at large, you know, they're the ones making the laws of the country. Yeah. I think when he becomes a president, all the laws that will be made into the country will be a very useful one, to my own understanding, because he is actually currently in the National Assembly and he knows all the procedures which are being taken.
Some people are saying Bakari is highly educated, is an intellectual, you know, he loves Africa and the Gambia, or Gambia and Africa at large. And the best place for Bakari is at the National Assembly. That's where he can go and represent his people. That's where he can go, and then of course, with his people, they make law for the Gambian people. But now if Bakari is no more in the House of Representatives and decide to take part in presidential elections, hope the Gambian people will be represented to the max. Regarding Bakari is no more. Halifa Saleh is no more there. Those who are going to be there, perhaps maybe they don't have the mindset to represent their own people in their own constituency. Babuka, what is your take?
Okay, you look at it, after every presidential election, that's usually National Assembly election, not so. So, with his own party, he can form or he can bring out his people, people that you know that he wants them to represent him at the National Assembly, because each and every party you have a representative at the National Assembly, not even being the party, each and every constituent. So for that being the case, if he has his own people from different constituents, he will tell them, this is what I want you to do for me, because this is what I was facing when I was in the National Assembly, these are the advantages, these are the disadvantages, and these are ways in which you can debate, or you can debate on a particular bill for it to be able to become a law. So therefore, for him, for the government to be able to survive, if he becomes president or after the 2026 election, he can formulate his people, make sure that in the National Assembly elections, he wins majority of the seat. That is how Gambians can escape from any crisis that is going to occur. But other than that, if that did not happen, we are going to be in a disastrous situation, especially in Gambia at the moment right now.
Especially in the National Assembly.
National Assembly.
If I understand what you said, which means Bakari should form his political party and contest for presidential elections.
Yes. If that is what it's going to be if that is what is going to be in line with. Okay. Example, right now we don't know what is his party manifesto.
But I told you at the beginning, we have more than 14 political parties, and yet you are telling me Bakari should form his political party.
Yes, as I was saying, many political parties is not going to be helpful in the Gambia.
Yes.
But sometimes inviting other political parties or allowing other political parties to be established is important at some point. Maybe the IEC can put a particular limit on the amount of political parties.
That is why there is nomination, party nomination.
Very good. Whereas the political parties will have a limit.
Yes.
From there, if we want, we can have 100 political parties, but only 8 is going to qualify, or only 5 is going to qualify.
Okay.
It can be in that particular
by going through their credentials.
Yes.
Okay.
Only 8 or 5 can be qualified.
Okay.
So if that particular amount is qualified, and if Bagari's party manifestation is good,
yes,
or party manifesto is good,
yes,
he can be amongst those 5.
Yes.
And if he is amongst those 5,
yes,
and still now his advocacy is good in the eyes of people,
yes,
and people realize that yes, this man is here for us. Yes, he is going to win. And if he wins, he can also formulate other individuals, telling them, I want you to stand for National Assembly election, and serve as a majority for my party at the National Assembly.
But I, for one, of course, I believe before you form your political parties, there are people suffering in your constituency. Because you're having the resources, you understand? Running a political party is not an easy task. You have the resources. Go and take some of those resources, build some infrastructure, promote some development, support the women, support agriculture. Then and you start to form a political party. But when you look at the Gambia and Africa at large, you see people from nowhere. They will just come and say, of course, I want to be a president. I want to contest in an election. People don't know you. How can you bring development if you don't start it from the grassroots?
But then I'm looking at being a member of a parliament. Development is limited to your constituency.
I'm not referring to being a member. Yes.
Development is limited to your constituency.
So,
and then being a president, it is open.
The country at large.
You understand?
Yes.
And what you're trying to say here, the money he will use to form a political party, he can actually use that money to develop his constituency.
No, I'm not saying that actually, but because I believe he must have some resources at hand. Let him promote some developmental aspect to gain the attentions of the people. You understand? Because this is what I believe in. If you want to contest for a political party,
but then formation of political parties doesn't have to go actually with contesting in election in that particular year. He can form his political party and then wait, not this 2026 election. He wait for the 31 election.
Okay.
By then, the political party will be a very strong one,
will be
renowned to everyone, and also you were saying the constituency will be well developed, and then people actually see, well, he's developing his constituency. Why not we give him our vote so that 2031 he will actually develop the Gambia at large, not just his constituency, but the Gambia at large.
Okay. We have seen the party like UDP. We have seen political parties like PDIS, NRP, many political parties for that matter, who were in existence in Gambia for more than 10 years, for decades. They never win presidential elections. So, parties emerging in this country, do you think those people stand a better chance to win elections?
Well, like when you were starting your statement, what you said he is an intellectual, he is well educated, like people actually say.
Mm-hmm.
You understand?
Yeah.
So I think Gambia, we actually need a well educated leader who will actually bring in development as far as the country needs it.
But the Gambians, we have it. Look at Halifa Hassan, well educated.
But then we Gambians, were we ready to give our votes to Halifa Saleh?
And now yet we are having Bakari coming. Do you think?
Thank you very much. Bakari is in the parliament now.
Okay.
Having to form his political party now. Waiting for another election to come. By then he will be building his political party step by step, bit by bit. While also trying to develop his constituency. And then people actually see, yeah, Bakari Baji is actually developing his constituency. So why don't we give him our votes so that he will develop the Gambia at large?
That's what I was saying. In fact, now you are coming back to my point. I said, before you form a political parties, encourage some developments in your constituency.
But the information
make people to know that you are, in fact, when you come as a president, you in fact encourage more development.
No, what he did was he reframed your sentence.
Okay.
He tried to also bring in ideas.
Okay.
You talk about not participating in elections and using those resources to make sure that you promote development.
Yes.
What he is trying to say,
you can form the political party while not taking election
Very
in that particular year. That is what I'm telling you.
Okay.
He reframed the sentence as well.
Okay. All right. Thank you. Now we have seen some Gambian nationalists who struggled for the independence of this country, like E.A. Small. He never had an interest of forming his political party, but yet the Gambians today are celebrating him, are remembering him because of his landmark achievement. People like E.A. Small are the one that we need. You support the government, but not you having an agenda of forming your own political party. Now, I draw your attention. E.A. Small is a Gambian nationalist also. He struggled for the independence of our country. In fact, at some point, they drove him out of this country. He went for an asylum in Senegal, then later went to America and came back here in this country. He died struggling for this country. He never had the intention of forming a political party for the Gambian people. But yet Gambian people remembered him. Esa Faye is here from his political party. We have seen many political parties recently imagined. Dr. Cisse from his political party. Many of them.
Don't talk
you
about
see the likes of
yes, let
me complete that one. Wait. You see, the same. I can say the same things we were saying about Bakary Badji.
Yes.
If Sambai Fall could have just formed his political party
yes.
at the time of 2026 election without contesting, you understand, this previous election, and then waited for this 2026 election, it could have been a very successful election for him.
But the thing is, what I want people to understand, I, for example, am the president. You want to run a government, I am the president, and all of you are Gambians. For me, what I believe, before you form your own political parties, why don't you come and support me? Show me the way, direct me, so that the Gambia can move.
That is why I say, who don't like enjoyment?
You know the issue is, the government.
That was my question. Who don't like enjoyment?
That is the point.
If that is the mentality of the Gambian people, then Gambia will never develop.
Thank you very much. That is why
that is
you
the
made
point.
mention of intellectuals in the country, right? The likes of Halifa Sallah.
Yes.
But then we were not ready to give him our votes because not all of us went in depth of his political party manifesto, right? Because if actually you went in depth of his party manifesto, you'll actually know that what this guy wants. It's inclusive Gambia, where everybody will take part in social development. You understand? Yes. But then we don't go into it. But then we have the likes of Sambai Fall and then Bakary Badji Hussein. Like I said, Sambai Fall, if he had created his political party without contesting for election, you understand? With him being so intellectual as Halifa Sallah as well, you understand? He could actually advocate for this coming presidential election. You understand?
Yes.
I don't say he will win, but then he stands a better chance.
Which means it was a wrong move on his
exactly
part for the political party and
to contest at the same year.
Okay.
Yes. You know, it was all solid.
Yeah.
But right now we have to talk about the Gambia itself, the nature of Gambia itself.
Yes.
About 63% of the people are not educated.
Yes.
47% of the people are educated. But now, out of those 47, it is only 20% that are making basis of the education they have. Some of them, the education that they have, they will use that to advocate for peace and also unity as well, trying to make sure that people are politically aware. But in 27% itself, they are not doing anything for the Gambia. All they are doing is to make sure that they speak up. In fact, you know, sometimes if I am to pay you just to make sure that you talk about things, no matter what happens, even in fact, sometimes you are going to say something that you know that is not going to benefit us, but you know, you make sure that you talk because that is your job. That is what we have in the Gambia right now. Gambia don't want intellectuals. An example of a living legend, Usunu Dabo, was here with the Gambia in the late 90s. Whereas to which he sacrificed his life for the Gambia. He sacrificed his family for the Gambia. He sacrificed a lot of things for the Gambia. In fact, he will go to court for people, whereas to which he won't even ask you for a single penny, just to make sure that justice is being served. That individual is not being elected as a president in the Gambia. Halifa Saleh is here. He has been represented by the National Assembly. He was given a vehicle costing millions of dollars. He refused it. Why? Because he wanted something that is better for the Gambia, and others accepted it. So therefore, those two individuals are there, you know that they are doing things for the Gambia, and we are not even recognizing them. Talk less of Asa that established the AP
yesterday.
Just yesterday. Just imagine, how could he even progress?
You see, this country, each and every political party that we said, I have sacrificed too much for this country. But let him understand that this country owes no one anything.
Also, but
see that?
It's about what you see.
That's right.
It's about what you see and what you know.
They're sacrificing for this country. They have to, because they are born and brought up from this country. You see that? Now, UDP as a political party right now is a party that is too old. But Gambian people now, they are saying, we are tired of UDP. Let them go and resign. If they cannot resign, let provide us with a youngster. Perhaps we can vote for a particular youngster. But for Usenu Dabo, no more. What is your take?
Yes, to be frank, yes. Sometimes, regarding being a president, there should be a particular age that should be attached to it. It's not about right now. We know that he is too old. Maybe I'm not praying for it. If he becomes president, now his term gets called in the middle of his term. If we are supposed to conduct another election, Would you think sometimes? Would you think the Gambia would make a good decision? It would be difficult to make a good decision since a good president is removed. So at his old age, with his idea or with his party manifesto, he should look for a good individual that is going to represent him, his political party. It's a good idea. However, Salah should also do the same thing. And SMB should also do the same thing.
Let me ask you a simple question. Do you think UDP stand a better chance to win this upcoming election?
If they provide a better candidate itself.